Chapter 7 Dune Striders. Guide. I needed a guide if I were to survive such a treacherous world. Our island was the epitome of nightmares, and would only grow worse unless I did something. Yet I am faced with a hurdle. Where was I to go? This desert laid before me stretched farther than any river I'd seen, and the heat would slowly weigh me down. These were no mere wastes. Any unsuspecting creature would be stroked by the boils of the sun. In my hands, I embraced a wonderfully warm moki, the likes of which I'd never seen before. I didn't form this hug out of affection, though. I needed them to understand the severity of my situation. My torso nagged aggressively, and even though the bleeding stopped, I still really needed their help.
Kid, you ever hear about the concept of boundaries?
Their passive-aggressive request made me shrivel up.
Sorry, I just really need your help. I have to find something.
They took an apprehensive stance. Their eyes observed my now embarrassed self, clearly curious about something.
You're a spirit?
Yeah.
Haven't seen any of you in years. If decay is what you're after, you're wasting your time. It's practically endless here. You'd best try cleansing elsewhere.
I'd forgotten how I was the only one left. His question became far more logical when I realized this.
But Aka told me there was something here. Something the decay used for energy.
Yeah, well, good luck finding it in this barren wasteland. Alright, I've wasted enough time here. I suggest you find shelter if you're going to stick around.
Again, he tried leaving. Their irritation seeped into every word. The Smoky proved quite impatient and irritated by my innocent request. I wasn't about to let him go that easily.
Wait! Please don't go! Ouch! I'm really hurting. I need something to heal me. Do you have anything I could use?
In a lazy, annoyed manner, they leaned their head back before turning to greet my face again.
Look, I don't need someone else to care for. I've lost enough already. Just turn back and find some herbs out there. Don't you have anyone at home waiting for you?
No, they all left. I tried to meet them in the jungle. First, I need to take care of a decayed cyst. If I don't take care of it, Aka won't be able to stop the decay.
If I do this, I'm not staying with you. I'm just going to help you so you can be on your way. Got it?
I accepted the reluctant offer with a smile. Beggars couldn't be choosers, and I was rarely choosy.
Thank you!
Whatever. Before we go, let me set up some ground rules here.
I heightened my focus so as to not miss a single word.
Firstly, if you see any aggressive creatures, you leave them to me. I'm not looking to patch you up more than you already need. Secondly, let's keep talking to a minimum. I'm not in the mood. Third, don't run around. Heat stroke is very common for someone who isn't me.
Heat stroke?
Yes, heat stroke.
If you don't mind me asking, what's that?
What are you, 3? Heat stroke is what happens when you're not properly hydrated. Considering the lack of water here, you'd be wise to avoid running around. Not everyone has the traits of a Dune Strider.
The term had a nice ring to it. Dune Strider. I wondered what it could mean.
I'm sorry. I'm still learning. I've never heard of a Dune Strider before. What's that?
Oddly, amidst all his incessant irritation, this question didn't set off any of those alarms.
It's what I am. No need to get your tail in a twist. Sorry, I'm not used to talking to other people.
Given he was willing to concede, I saw no reason to be nasty in turn.
It's okay. I didn't mean to cause trouble. Wait, what does that mean?
What? Tail in a twist? It's a metaphor. Don't tell me you don't understand those.
I decided not to answer, and instead act as if I never asked. Not that it fooled him. His sigh indicated such.
Basically, don't worry. Look, let's get moving. I don't want to get caught out here in a sandstorm.
Sandstorm!
I wasn't completely certain about what it was, but the storm suffix told me all I needed to know.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. Let's get moving.
Okay.
The very concept of these nuisances flying freely through the air made my skin crawl. They were already miserable to remove, and having them splash my eyes too didn't interest me in the slightest. The moki did what he could to detour our trek away from the sticky daggers. I suspected we had a long day ahead of us. The day dragged along all right. I'd never seen a more boring landscape in my life. Nothing but sand, similarly dead foliage, and dunes. The only landmark we happened across in our lengthy journey was a tall hallway of dunes. A faint trace of old paw prints managed to preserve themselves in the sparkling halls. Not even the gales that blew through could eliminate the tracks. I assumed those to be the dune striders. There weren't any other living creatures that matched the distinct prints he left behind.
Have you been here before?
He ignored me. They did mention not to talk a lot, but it had been nothing but silence since we got here, and I really wanted to know more about them.
What is this place?
Again, silence. Upon further inspection, I realized his ears were twitching a bit, and he stood in a more pronounced scout-like manner. This at least explained some of his silence, but now there was another point of inquiry.
Are you okay?
Quiet!
He's so mean. I just want to know what he's doing.
I shot an equally irritated glare his way. I grew tired of his attitude, especially after his rude reply. The source of his paranoid observation revealed itself soon enough. An unfamiliar hiss, preceded by a rattling sound, made me shudder. Out from the hallway walls, a pair of snake-like creatures slithered along. They generated a subtle, gravelly sound with their stone-built backs, as the edges of their wide frontal ends scraped the sand. Their entire back looked hard as rock and painted like one too, with brown fit for the predominantly tan environment. The two of them stood from their crawl and waggled their tails upon noticing us.
Are those snakes?
Stay back!
They plucked a yellow-tinted knife from their red makeshift belt on their waist. The moki primed himself for what would soon be a fight I didn't expect. I wasn't sure if he was just arrogant or highly skilled, but I wasn't thrilled to see this display.
You're gonna fight those things?
Yes.
Are you crazy? What if they're poisonous?
The slithering stone impostors gaped their mouths and unveiled a pair of thin needle-like teeth. They almost seemed to know exactly what I said and responded as if to taunt me.
Makes no difference to me. Watch and learn!
The mad moki sprinted toward the slithering stones without a care in the world.
No, wait!
My warning went unanswered. They flung themselves in between the clearly toxic reptiles. They had guts at the very least, but guts counted for nothing without a plan, and did he ever. One of the snakes lunged for his leg. I assumed the worst for his endangered paw. I remembered Abba telling me about all kinds of poison. Some were damaging, even lethal, while others paralyzed. I feared such a fate would befall him, especially when the second leaped through the air. If he jumped, he'd get bit. If he ducked, those fangs would still fill his bloodstream with dangerous toxins. This was the end. He had no hope of escape. On the contrary, this day would go to show the combat ability of his species. At the last possible moment, his legs left the ground and made way for an impressive horizontal flip. He bypassed both predators and even landed a killing blow with his blade. The body slid through the sand, spraying sand all over the place. Despite the beautifully aerodynamic display, the time to celebrate hadn't arrived yet. One of the fanged creatures still remained, and as the two of them landed, the snake turned and lunged yet again. I quickly shouted,
Look out!
The moki didn't even flinch. They practically put one of their paws in harm's way on purpose. They refused to listen to me. If they were injured, I'd not only lack a guide, but I'd be defenseless to do anything against the slithering terror. However, once again, they planned for everything. By using their paw as bait, the strider was able to lure them in close. He pulled back his leg, and almost as soon as the snake landed, his tail smacked the snake into the air. This exposed their seemingly softer belly, and made it a prime target for the strider's sharp knife.
I told you. Watch and learn. There's no need to get your tail in a twist.
They removed the snake from their weapon and swung it towards the sand, clearing the blood from it.
That was amazing! How did you do that?
I smiled from ear to ear as I jumped in excitement. I was eager to learn more about this mysterious stranger. A little too eager, though. My injury began to act up again.
We've still got a long ways to go. Let's not waste our time.
Ouch! But I really want...
Listen, kid. If you keep exerting yourself like that, you're only gonna make it worse. Don't make me regret this. I'll give you a little information about me if you agree to settle down for the remainder of the trip.
I will. I'm sorry.
Why do you want to know so badly anyway?
Anyone would be naturally curious about the unknown. This unknown just happened to be of the rude and impatient sort. None of this deterred my incessant need to know more. Their exotic fur, combat prowess, weapons, and simple yet interesting neck accessory all occupied my attention. I just needed to know. It was as simple as that.
I can't help it. I've never seen your kind before, or the things you wear. You look so amazing, and I like learning new stuff.
The moki was clearly on a mission, focused, always moving forward, and tried pulling me along at the same pace no matter how inconsiderate. However, amongst all their expressions and drive, they never once were flustered. I managed to hit a soft spot with him.
Thanks, I guess. There's nothing all that special about me. Come on, I'll tell you on the way.
Okay.
In my flurry of excitement, I managed to trip and collapse into a sandbath of agony.
Jeez, be careful.
Blah! Stupid sand.
In another flurry, I frantically scrubbed myself of as much sand as I feasibly could. The sense that I missed a few stray grains bothered me immensely. Nevertheless, I kept following and searched for the stragglers on the way.
Dune Striders weren't always Dune Striders. This entire wasteland used to be part of the jungle, and when it fell, Zara felt bad for us. She and Aka managed to change our appearance so we could become what you see now. It's why we wear these.
They pulled on their admittedly simply designed amulet and turned it towards me for emphasis. Simple or not, it was wonderfully made in my eyes.
Ooh, that's why you have it. Why did they make you look like this?
Why? Got a problem with me?
His side-eyed look nearly made me seize up.
No, I just want...
Relax, I get it. If I didn't take on this appearance, long term, not only would our paws wear down quickly in the hot sand, we'd be way more dependent on water and unprepared for the predators of this land. We aren't just visually different.
Oh, I never thought the ground was hot.
That's because you're a spirit. You guys have universal temperature tolerance. The ground isn't flaming hot, but if anyone else stood in it enough, they'd feel the burn. We can only take so much. Our bodies are going to get weaker when feeling pressure over time.
I guess that makes sense.
Believe it or not, I was still meticulously searching for little bits of sand caught on my body. Well, minus my hind paws, for obvious reasons. I scoured my arms and even my torso for any signs of a glint. Normally, I was the prey in 9 out of 10 cases, but this time, I was the hunter.
You coming?
I nearly jumped out of my skin. Their scratchy voice caught me right as I located the source of my discomfort.
Sorry, just 1 second. Got it!
Finally, I could roam in the sands at peace.
What are you doing?
I just needed to scratch an itch. That's all. Yeah.
Admitting to the actual reason was almost as embarrassing as Abba exploiting one of my key weaknesses. I simply couldn't bear the thought. Of course, that feeble attempt did nothing to convince my guide.
Not a convincing liar, kid, but E for effort.
Isn't it A for effort?
I'm not going to even start with that argument.
Their eyes rolled so boldly, a rock couldn't compare.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for the attitude. I've been going solo for a while, and talking to you wasn't on my list of things to do. It doesn't help that my paws are killing me. I just want to get home and turn in for the day.
Their first reason made sense, but they mentioned Dune Strider paws were well equipped for the desert floors.
Didn't you say your paws are meant to, handle the hot sand?
The fur covers my pads, mostly, and the heat isn't much of a problem, but that doesn't mean much for me. I just have sensitive paws. There. Now can we please change the subject?
I managed to hit 2 soft spots in the same conversation. I was awkward through this dialogue, but finding a few ways to open his closed book did satisfy me.
What were those snakes?
A sudden failing in my vision took hold, to which I quickly blinked and rocked my head gently.
Rock sliders. Armored reptiles with soft bellies.
Armor?
My ear raised a tad. A sleep-inducing sensation crept on me.
Their backs have really tough scales, so only their bellies are vulnerable.
This was interesting, though in spite of that, my vision blurred yet again.
Ouch. That's scary.
I breathed in slow, lethargic intervals as I spoke. The Moki's focus on the task at hand divided, likely due to my sudden shift in energy. I had managed to create a large gap between us without even noticing. Furthermore, I hadn't noticed the diamond spewing from my wound again.
Kid, you okay?
Strider.
I can't remember what happened during that time. I can only imagine they sprinted to my aid as the world went dark.